Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Dreamscaper. This is a beautiful action roguelite game. At first the gameplay is very easy. At least it was when I played the game. I felt no bigger challenge and all the creatures died from my mighty swings without any problems. I was like, hey, I'm really good at this game. The challenge began when I finally met the first boss. And the fight was great, like 10 out of 10 great. And also it was the strongest aspect of this game. But I was kinda surprised that the more I played, the more Souls-like the game got. Easy peasy beginning was a trap. Actually, Dreamscaper is very unforgiving and difficult. I wouldn't mind, but most of the weapons here are slow, you know, like your sister. I felt like I was swinging them through the water or something, and you have to make perfectly timed attacks for critical hits. That is a hard thing to do with slowpoke weapons, but if this isn't a problem for you, then it may be the game for you. It has great art design, visuals, puzzles, and the gameplay is really fun. Cult of the Lamb. More than 90% of a positive review score is not something you may easily ignore. You know, you may ignore your coworkers, you may ignore that nasty pimple on your nose, you may even ignore the fact that you earn the same amount of money as in the last year and the inflation is making you poor, but you can't ignore potato salad, boobies, and Cult of a Lamb. Because here you will be thrown into the role of a possessed lamb and must start your own cult in a land of false prophets. You will venture out into diverse and mysterious regions to build a loyal community of fanatical followers and spread your word to become the one true cult. Also, you will have to destroy the non-believers and defeat rival cult leaders to absorb their power and potato salad. People on Steam are saying that this game is unbelievably fun, has great art style and is really addictive, just like a real cult. Generation Zero. It may not be the best game on this list. It holds only a mostly positive review score on Steam, but the setting and the atmosphere of the game is really worthy of your attention. Honestly, the game was really hyped upon a release, and when people didn't get a masterpiece, bad reviews started to flow. That is a story of many games, and Generation Zero definitely doesn't deserve that, because it may not be a masterpiece, but it's not a bad game as well. Here you will explore alternative Sweden in 1989. One day Swedes woke up early in the morning and saw that their beloved Sverige is overrun by evil robots. Where did they came from, who made them, nobody knows. Probably evil Norwegians who were envious of Swedish reindeer herds. Everyone knows that casual Swedish deer produces 7 times the amount of milk than Norwegian deer does, even the males. That is the fact, trust me, every Swede in the comments can confirm that. Anyway, the price is really wallet friendly, and most people who left a review on Steam have from 10 to a few hundred hours of playtime on record. Noita. This is the game which will allow you to dive straight into adventure without sinking many hours preparing for battle. Noita is a magical action roguelite game set in a world where every pixel is physically simulated. Here you'll fight, explore, melt, burn, freeze and evaporate your way through the procedurally generated world using spells you created by yourself. So,
Fitus delitus
and
vodkus autos of thinus eros
is an option at last. You will explore a variety of environments ranging from coal mines to freezing wastelands, while delving deeper in search for unknown mysteries and use your magic to crush your enemies and manipulate the world around you. The game is really fun and is a rare owner of overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. That alone should put this game onto your radar. Marvel's Midnight Suns. As I've mentioned once before, I can honestly say that I am not a fan of superhero movies, but I must admit that there are a few of them I enjoyed way more than I expected. Although I would want to live in a world where instead of Marvel movies, everyone would want more smart sci-fi movies instead. But I live in the wrong universe, where Miss Originality is smoking hay in the corner while Mr. I've seen it somewhere is in the driver's seat. So I'm extremely surprised that Marvel's Midnight Suns is a tactical turn-based game. Let me ask honestly, who the profanity is the target audience? The genre of the game insists that it's me, but the superhero setting is suggesting that it's someone who likes light and easy games with fast action and not a chess-like board game like Midnight Suns is. Anyway, people are kinda happy with the result. Mostly positive review score is not that bad, to be honest. Gamers are saying that this is a nice strategy game with a lot of relationship management between heroes. Price is still high, but if you like both tactical games and Marvel's universe, you should at least put it into your wishlist. Banners of Ruin. This is a dungeon crawler RPG roguelite deck builder. Every game has like 700 genres nowadays, and that's kinda cool. So here, instead of monsters and humans, you will take control of smart medieval-themed animal warriors and become their fearless leader. Lead them to victory or to devastating failure. Way more likely. You know, this is a roguelite game after all. I'm not just mocking your ability to play games. This game will make you lose even if you are good. You'll have 6 races to explore with unique racial card pools and passives to choose from. You will level up your characters to unlock talent cards and powerful skills that can drastically impact your strategy. Well, that is if you have one. That is assuming that you are a smart war leader, true hero, and so on. And you are. Never doubt yourself, you beautiful schmuck. And now subscribe. Don't be a digital orphan without a loving channel. Greedfall Gold Edition. Here you'll have a complete freedom in character progression. Play as a male or female, customize your appearance and freely choose your abilities, spells and skills. But do not expect miracles, this is not a highest level RPG, although it looks like one. Greedfall was created in 3 years and its budget was about $5 million. For a AAA open world game like this, it's the bare minimum for it to be decent, so treat it more like a very expensive indie game instead. Somewhat similar budget had the Kingdom Come Deliverance team, and Skyrim's budget was about 100 million. For it you can literally create 20 games like Greedfall, so keep that in mind before you start comparing Greedfall with the giants of the genre. And this version, Greedfall Gold Edition, includes a DLC, so this is a better version of the game if you compare it with just the basic Greedfall. It is a decent game and, as I've said many times, I would give it about 7 cold beers out of 10. Hunt Showdown. Here you will play alone or in teams as you search for clues to help you track nightmarish monsters and compete against other hunters who are after the same reward. Here you'll have to kill and banish your target, which will be some really horrible monster, but you will treat it as a sack of money instead. Collect the bounty and then get ready for the showdown. Once the bounty is in your hands, every other hunter on the map will be after your prize. Hunt has a very positive review score and it's very addictive, although it has a really steep learning curve and there is a huge chance that you will be shredded to bits by other more experienced players. Despite that, almost everyone is saying that this game is awesome and super fun. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. With a name like that, you probably wouldn't expect violence, blood and partial nudity in this action RPG looter-shooter, but this is what this game is all about, because it is a spin-off of the Borderlands. First, Tiny Tina's Adventure was a DLC for the original Borderlands that came out in 2013. Later, it was released as a standalone game and flopped massively. It has mixed reviews on Steam, so developers decided to take another shot. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is a first-person shooter fantasy RPG game, which is not a very common thing these days, and for that only deserves your attention. Although it has mostly positive review score on Steam, so if you are not made of money, I suggest you put the game in your wishlist and wait for a bigger discount. The Ascent. Here you will kill hundreds of puny enemies in a corporate-run metropolis filled with creatures from all over the galaxy. You can play alone or with a friend online, or even together on a split-screen co-op. Besides it being a mishmash of Cyberpunk 2077 and Diablo, the game has Star Wars, Mass Effect and Fifth Element vibes as well. That is awesome. The Ascent is really fun to play, although don't get excited yet. Some people are complaining about constant crashing and about disappearing save games and other more or less major bugs. Those are serious accusations, so the Ascent is not flawless by any means, but the price is quite affordable, so think about it. And now let us quickly check out what is on sale on GOG.com. So they have this click for adventure sale with tons of great adventure games. Siberia, Papers, Please, The Talos Principle, Far Lone Sails, and even Beautiful Desolation. Absolutely the best point-and-click game I have ever played. One of the weirdest and beautiful art-wise as well. Honestly, I didn't play much of this genre, but an 80% discount for Beautiful Desolation is an offer you shouldn't refuse. Click on my affiliate link in the description below and explore the greatness. Thank you for watching, have a nice...
Nice what? Don't keep us waiting.
Nice butt this time. And I'll see you next time, bye!